Well, a Baltimore woman shares a personal story in a new book called Ripped Apart. David Black is the author of that book. Carol Stern is the subject. Now, David is joining us today. Thank you so much for being here on Bmore Lifestyle. So talk to us about Carol and her husband, Gary.
Carol, first of all, she's one of the most remarkable people I ever met. I'll talk about that a little more later. Most honest, open, candid. For 4 years, she took care of her husband, Gary, while his internal organs are on the outside of his body. And that was due to medical malpractice. They sued. They won one of the largest settlements and individual settlements in U.S. history. And Carol, when she never left her husband's side, and she was so involved in his care that she invented a kind of gasket for a body pump that was pumping out bad stuff from her husband's body. She didn't trademark it or monetize it in every way, and hospitals and doctors are using it all over the world. And she's a good person. Along with that, and she doesn't get a penny from that. And she could have registered it with copyright, but she didn't. And she wanted to write this book. I met her within a year after her husband Gary had died, and she wanted to write this book as a map for other people who are in similar situations, how to handle yourself, not just in crisis, medical crisis, but how to handle the doctors who tend not to listen.
For sure. That's what I was going to say. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the battles that they had with the healthcare professionals and the state as they tried to get the federal agencies to step in to get the care that they needed?
They weren't, they weren't rich. They had no money when Gary got sick, and Carol's church and family and friends helped them get through. And the problem with hospitals in the American healthcare system, and this is, you have to understand, this is with the background of the tragedy of the American healthcare system. This is a love story about two people who defied death. And Gary, in a period of a couple of years, Gary had over 100, he was in the operating room over 100 times.
Right. And so, David, I know that there's so much that we could get to in talking about this. We are going to put this interview and then all of the information on where we can get the book on our website. But tell our viewers, where can they find the book Ripped Apart? They
can find it was published last Wednesday or Thursday, and you can find it on Amazon or in your local bookstores.
All right. Thank you so much for being here with us today, for sharing their story. And again, we will publish this, foxbaltimore.com. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.